What's up everybody? I'm going to be reviewing today the Fenix MC11 angled LED flashlight with the angled head, adjustable angled head. And before I start the review, I do want to thank banggood.com for providing this light for review to beactivelife. That's spelled BANGGOOD.com, and I will put their link inside of the video. And I did not contact them to review anything. They contacted me asking me if I'd be interested in reviewing a few products from them. So you will likely see future videos with a few of their products. But they do carry some Fenix flashlights as well as some other brands and a large variety of other items as well. So be sure to check out banggood.com. And let's go ahead and get into this review. Again, this is the Fenix MC11. Formerly, they had the MC10. This one is basically very similar to the MC10 with some very slight updates. I believe the new version has the updated ANSI lumen rating, as well as they stiffened the operation button up here as far as, or they loosened it. It was pretty stiff to adjust modes before. Now it's a little bit easier, and they might have made a few subtle changes. Now, if you've seen this flashlight before, you might be looking at it and saying that the pocket clip is a little bit different on this particular one. And you are absolutely correct, because the first thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about is, I guess that this is the clip that came with the angled flashlight. Comes on the body like this. It looks a little bit different than the one I have now. But as you can see, I actually broke it off within use. Now, I have been using this flashlight primarily as my primary flashlight for almost a month now. I've had it for quite a while, and actually Banggood has been very patient in waiting for me to review this. But as I was saying, I've been going walking about 4 or 5 times a week, walking / jogging, and I like to clip this to basically my belt on my pants so that it's sitting on, you know, my belt right here, and I can angle it down in front of me and the light just illuminates right in front of me. And I kind of like that setup, but as time's gone by, this clip broke off. And the way that it broke off, I was trying to actually remove it, and it was on there very firm, and the minute that I slid it down and tried to pull it off, it just cracked into 2 pieces, just like this. So that's pretty much one of, or the biggest negative I have. Is just that the pocket clip is a little bit brittle. The steel is not bendable. If you try and bend it at all, it's going to break. Now, the clip you see on it now is just my clip to my Fenix PD32. I took that clip off and put it on, and it does fit, it does work. However, it does not have the same design as far as gripping onto things. The way that this pocket clip is sort of waved right there, as you can see. It really grabs onto materials. It used to grab onto my belt, so if you want to wear it and clip it onto something, this clip definitely works better if it doesn't break. Now, as far as the light, I'll go ahead and weigh it. It's a single AA battery light. Relatively bright for its size. Without a battery, you're looking at around 2.1 ounces, give or take a little bit. And I like to run it with a lithium battery, so I'm going to go ahead and put a battery in it, a lithium primary. Now, this will run on alkaline AA. It'll run on nickel metal hydrate rechargeable AA battery, or it'll run on a lithium primary. They don't recommend, don't believe they recommend lithium rechargeable because the voltage is too high for the circuitry as well as the LED, and you can damage or ruin your light. So just your lithium primaries, your alkalines, or your nickel metal hydrate rechargeable AA batteries. But you're looking at about 87 lumens of output on the highest mode, which is relatively bright, and I find that Fenix kind of understates, in my opinion, the lumens on this light. I think it's quite a bit more than 87 lumens, just comparing it to some other flashlights that I have. It's definitely plenty bright, has a good amount of throw as well as spill, just an all-around great light. And I actually find that this one has somewhat of a neutral tint. I don't know if that's like that on all of the MC11s, but it's more neutral as opposed to cool white, quite a bit actually compared to some other lights I have. and it's got 3 brightness levels basically, with an additional 2 different flashing functions. You got your low, medium, and your turbo or high mode. And the other 2 flashing modes, basically you would double tap to get into your SOS, and then also your strobe. To get back into your 3 general modes or regular modes, you just double tap again, and then you're back into your modes. Does have mode memorization, so you know, I turn it off and back on by clicking the top button right here on the head, and it goes back into its highest mode, which was what I was at. I believe if you're in the other 2 settings, the flashing settings, I don't believe it memorizes modes for those. No, it does not. So it only memorizes modes for the low, medium, and high. Again, the operation is simple. The top of the flashlight, you just press the button and that turns it off. Press it, turns it on. To change modes, you hold the button until it moves to the next modes, as you can see there. Press it, turn it off. Get into your secondary flashing modes, you would just double click when you're in that set of modes, and then you double click again to get back into your regular modes. I found Runtime to be fairly consistent with what the box mentions. I can go a few nights of walking on the medium mode, and I usually use the medium mode, which is, let's see how many lumens. Look on the box because I don't have them all memorized. Well, it's not saying on the box, but your highest mode's 87 lumens. The mid is kind of in the middle of that. Well, let me go ahead and open the box so I can show you what exactly it states the lumens as. By the way, it comes with a diffuser as well as a lanyard, spare O-ring, pretty much standard stuff like most Fenix lights. Let me just show you the brightness, see what the manual says, because I don't know off the top of my head. So you're looking at about 39 lumens on your mid mode and 3 lumens on your low mode. Your strobe mode's actually 146 lumens, it's claiming, which is brighter than your high mode. So it gives you a good amount of light. I'd say that the mid seems even brighter than that. There's your low, there's your medium, and there's your high. So I use primarily the mid mode, and it says that you're going to get about 6 hours of runtime on your mid, and I found that to be fairly true. The high mode, they're claiming an hour and 43 minutes. I find that to be a little bit of an overshot. I don't think you're going to get that much runtime unless maybe you're using a lithium primary battery. And what it basically does is, once it runs out of juice to go into high mode, it just drops down into your mid mode and kind of dims out a little bit, which is what it usually does for me, and then you just can't access your high mode. It just keeps getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer until it runs out of juice. But overall, I really like this light a lot. It's very versatile in my opinion. The angled head is very useful. You can use the light like this. You can clip it onto things. You can clip it onto a shirt like this and adjust the pocket clip to where, you know, it's showing the light in a certain place. You can clip it onto your belt. You can clip it onto your pocket. Clip it onto your backpack. You can do a multitude of things. You can even clip it onto a hat if you wanted to. And I find it to be quite useful and quite bright. It's honestly become one of my favorite flashlights, and I'm not just saying that, it really has. It's just a great all-around flashlight. I find that the angle head works really well. It's not loose or anything. You know, it's not going to adjust on you differently once you set it. It's very positive. Once you click it in place, it stays there. You know, no moving around. And it's a fairly useful light. Again, my only gripe was that the pocket clip already broke, and I have not contacted Fenix or anyone else about ordering another pocket clip. I don't know if you can or can't. I just used the one off my PD32, and it does work. It just doesn't work as well as the original pocket clip. So again, I want to thank banggood.com for letting me review this light and sending it to me. Again, they're not compensating me for this review or anything like that. I'm giving an honest opinion about this product. I've used it for well over, or at least a month, maybe even a little bit longer, almost every day. And I really do like the light. I just wish the pocket clip was a little bit sturdier so that it wouldn't break, or a little bit more bendable so that when you take it off it doesn't break like that. So thanks for watching the review. I'll go ahead and do some beam shots right after this, so stay tuned. Alright, so I'm in a hallway of about 20 feet. Gonna do some beam shots with the Fenix MC11. I have the exposure set or locked on the camera, as well as the white balance and all that, and the focus. So here's your low mode, which I believe was 3 lumens. Then we got our medium mode, and then jump up to the high mode, which they claim 87 lumens. You can see a really concentrated hot spot, so it has relatively good throw as well as good spill. You can see the nice spill beam on the side of the wall here. So just a really good area, as well as relatively decent throw light. Just a good all-around multi-use light. I'd say you can throw about 50 yards of good useful light with this, and it's going to do just fine and provide pretty good light. So yeah, that's pretty much the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. And thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.